Chucky says we should play Commodore 64 again. Yeah, anyway, we've done that. I got some complaints from the Patreon pricks. They said, can you stop having Chucky with his deep voice there? You know, he's purring and everything on your videos, because we sound like fucking little children with our voices that haven't broke yet. Yeah, sorry there, mate. Why don't you go and sort out your fucking kids' football match on a Saturday, or your ocular fucking migraines? You fucking cocksuckers, anyway. If you was men, you wouldn't have a fucking Amstrad only channel anyway, you fucking knob. Anyway. And if you're a real man, you won't be fucking dreaming about Jonathan Dunn's cock either. That's what I've got to say to the other loser there. As you can see, my mood has not improved with backache. But there you go, mate. Now, I did say I would play Ikari Warriors. Don't know what you were thinking I was going to say there, but... now that things are a bit different, and you know, maybe we can just check out Ikari Warriors from a gameplay point of view. So that means from the Filthy Pirates point of view, because if people gave you games for free, they didn't really care too much about the quality because it was free, and therefore as long as it's playable. So from a Filthy Little Pirates point of view, there we go, elites there. Was it any good? They're all over the shop in here, fuck's sake. Nah, Jesus Christ, there it is. It's right at the end, isn't it? Is this a version that didn't work last time? You got the wrong version of Kickstart. Yeah, see. Apart from the spastic update called the 8580 SID chip, there wasn't really anything that wouldn't run on the original C64 that come out in, or started coming out the production lines in January 1982, to be brutally honest. People seem to forget that the C64 was actually 100% finished after the CES show in January. So they start saying things like, oh, Spectrum come out before the C64, that's why it's rubbish, it's early. Well, no, actually, Spectrum wasn't finished. I remember talking about this with, yeah, no, we're not doing the In Bed With Me retro. That's not what we're doing today. I kind of run out of ideas for that. Plus there's a couple more games I want to put on there, but because of my backache I couldn't be bothered to get the SD card, shove it in the PC, which means bending over, which is a pastime of many Patreon pricks. They put it down as a hobby on their CV. One, making shit videos with, you know, absolutely clueless insights. There you go. Oh, it's got yes for everything. That's very difficult to read. It does kind of look nice apart from all the fucked upness at the top. But yeah, there's a couple more games I wanted to put on there. I might do some bit later, but the camera is so fucking Patreon prick quality with this battery at the moment. It's fucking annoying. It's already Patreon prick quality because I can't record the screen at 720p because it only does 25 frames per second, so you get the black line in the screen. It has to be 50 frames per second. And even then you probably get a black line, but at least it won't be like 3 inches thick. Yeah, Patreon pricks wish they were 3 inches, mate. They wish. I wonder what kind of things they put on the internet dating thing. Patreon prick with small prick. Wants ugly wife with wizard's leaf in the future. Let's take it slow. You can help me on my channel. I just noticed there's things in the border, top and bottom there. So although this play area is not quite 320 by 200, let's just say 200 high. I don't think that is 200 high. They've got the score and everything outside the border. Sounds a bit crackly. It might be the speaker on the Trinitron. So it's super smooth to play, and first few bits are not too bad. Obviously I've got the cheats on. Whee! Mow them down, innit? Yeah, I'm like Rambo. Wouldn't it be funny if I mowed down the helicopter? Bash, bash, bash. Oh yeah, you get great cannon shot. Hey! Why does it keep coming out the finger? Ah, right. No! How'd that blow up? Oh yeah, they blow up when they run out of fuel. That rubbish music is not worth having on instead of my, you know, dulcet tones. So how's your Valentine's Day? Mine was actually not bad. It's got nothing to do with the video that I did. No one actually noticed that the Valentine's thing was Jumping Jack 3D. It was, you know, date on the lake and dinner with the wife. Well, it could be a girlfriend. I don't know if that is your wife on Frogger, the little pink frog. Anyway. Back when I had a channel that was being promoted, yeah, there's absolutely no slowdown. Sprite multiplexing is fine. I mean, on the Amstrad, it does look better. Let me rephrase that. It looks better, as in the colour palette choices. That's really my problem with this game. The palette choices are a bit shit sometimes. Even if the colour they're using is limited to one of the first 8, they could have picked better ones sometimes. So. Yeah, I can't really smoke and play this game, so we'll have a little chat. And yeah, so but yeah, I didn't get a card or anything like that, no. There's always something with you, Mad Commodore. There's always something in it. Can't be the usual thing. Yeah, well. So there I am in Sainsbury's getting my shopping, just about. And of course the supermarket beers are on the top shelf. Maybe they're porno beers, I don't know. My mate had this saying, PCM, CIA beer. But I don't know what that means. And he's a cunt. And he's not a friend anymore, so I can't ask him. So you'll have to try and work that one out yourself. But end of the day, these £2.50 for 4, absolutely fine supermarket beers in Sainsbury's. 62.5p a can they work out. Cheapest beer I could find in the you know, the cut price off license is £4.50 or £4.30, something like that for 4. It's over £1 each. And to be honest, they're not any better. No, they're nothing special. And to be honest, something happened to Heineken Export about 15 years ago. It stopped being as nice as it used to be. It started tasting a bit too much like regular Heineken. It was around the time when the the design of the can changed. Yeah, we've had enough cigar smoking there. Arnold Schwarzenegger cigar goes, in it. Can you actually get the helicopter on this? So anyway, there I am, and of course they're on the top shelf, and of course the cardboard tray that holds about eight of these 4-packs. Yay! Only had 2 in there. I tried to get it, and obviously I got bad back at the moment. You can't get them. What a cunt. Yeah, they kind of fell, and of course the beers packed in 4 in those like cardboard sleeves, they all came out, and they're all on the floor. And this woman, I guess she was about maybe 30-ish. It's hard to tell really. I'm not very good at telling women's ages. No! Ah, they got tanks. Where's my fucking tank? Share it! Well, I wasn't talking about tanks when I used to say that in the past. Share it! Included, yeah, anyway, let's not get into that. Oh, yeah, that was a bit fucked up there. What happened there then? Oh, I can't go back. Yeah, so she noticed that obviously I'm having a few problems with my back there, and she just came over and like helped me pick them up. I was like, what a nice thing to do. Most people who just walk past. I couldn't tell you if she was English, Irish. Well, she didn't have an Irish accent, so she could have been English or Welsh. Well, I suppose she could have been anything really, just brought up in London like me. I don't sound like the people from the little island I come from. Yeah, let's not get into that one either. Fuck me, you can't talk about anything. You delicate cocksuckers, you. So I was like, wow, that is really nice. Anyway, we had a bit of a, I don't know what you call it, tete-a-tete or whatever. No, isn't that when you have an argument? I don't know, mate. Just talked for a little bit. So yeah, it does fuck up a little bit, but then, there's so many sprites on the screen because I've got the cheats on and I'm not actually killing them, and the reality is you would have lost your life before this glitching happened, so you can't really comment about glitches if you've got cheats on. You can only, because the same thing happens with Terra Cresta. If you got like invincibility or whatever, it will glitch up, but that's because you would have died a long time ago. But yeah, I thought to myself, isn't that nice? What a nice lady. Like I say, I guess she was like somewhere between, I don't know, late 20s and early 30s. I'm not really sure. So, funny thing is, I can't remember what she looked like. Yeah, sort of. I think she had a black coat on. I couldn't tell you what colour her eyes were. Yeah, there was this thing called the Krypton factor, which won't work today because most people in their prime now are as thick as shit as me in my fucking declining years now. Anyway, their memories for shit, that's what I mean. But they'd show you like a clip, like a 1 minute sort of like little mini movie, and then they'd ask you questions like, what colour was Mr. Winston's tie and shit like that. And I used to be quite good at it as a kid, not now, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know, she wasn't unattractive or anything. She just came across as just like a regular, ordinary, like, kind of gal, I suppose. Yeah, the graphics get worse in this game as you go on, once you get out of the jungle. I don't mean on the C64, I mean they get worse just in general in the arcade too. Am I supposed to hit him in a certain place? In the bollocks? It's usually Commodore level skip, which they haven't put in this thing. But that is making a noise when I press the Commodore key. The other one is left arrow, that usually does. Oh, fuck off. You can't go past him. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's how they pronounce it. But anyway, so that was my Valentine's Day. I thought, what a nice thing to do. Maybe she did it because it was Valentine's Day. Maybe she did it because she hasn't really got a Valentine today. And I was like, that's really a shame, you know. If the dirty Chinese hadn't riddled the country with fucking potentially long COVID causing shit. I don't want the last fucking 15-20 years of my life to be long COVID, mate. Bollocks to that. Fucking that would be as shit as when I'm unhealthy now. So what happens if you got long COVID and your back goes? Yeah, exactly. Miserable existence, mate. So I don't see why. But yeah, you know, I wasn't even dressed nice or anything. Actually, there might have been a mustard stain on my orange hoodie from Primark. I like to blend in with the people in it, where I live, obviously. And because we're not doing in bed with me retro. Now you're probably thinking, why isn't he in bed? Because, well, on in bed with Medina, that's how it's pronounced, because I don't think he's from London. Bob Mills. I don't think that's a London accent. There's something going on with that accent. He's struggling to hide it, but sometimes it comes out there like, all right, yeah, like when I joke that it's not real. This not how I really talk. So you know what? Maybe I'll do some things for. I was going to say, why is Pac-Man below pole position? Now I can't remember what year pole position come out, and yeah, we were doing 1983 on there. So is this? No, that's not the Galaxian that you'd want to play. Yeah, these are the Atari soft games. I think Jungle Hunt is a 1983 game, so I can't play that. I don't know why Nibbler's on there. Can't remember what Rolling. Oh, Rolling is that Amidar clone that's really good, but I hate Amidar, so. You don't really want to see me playing Battle Through Time again, do you, mate? Oh, we've got all the Q-Berts here. The original Q-Bert by Parker Brothers is actually a 1983 game. Well, that would have been quite expensive at £30 in the UK. So, after taking out a second mortgage to get a Commodore 64 at the start of 1983, which I think... Yeah, they were $550 in the US, and I think they were like either 500, somewhere between £500 and £400 in the UK for those, 6 weeks in 1982 when you could potentially buy one. Yeah, good luck finding one. Don't. So Did someone do a version of Duck Hunt for the C64? You know what? I can't remember that. It did Mr. Do's Wild Ride, and I put Kong there to remind me. Just a lonely yeah, I can't be bothered to find that clip from my IT crowd. It's the one when he's got shit on his forehead. It's not shit. It's chocolate mousse, not shit. I still don't want to go out with you. That was a classic. Yeah. Actually, most of those episodes are great. I'm going to play the Coleco style version of Zaxxon. So yeah, I was just like, I was kind of shocked actually, because people just kind of, they don't really interact in the market when you like doing your shopping. Strangers kind of like just, yeah, remain strangers, I suppose. But yeah, I thought to myself, there are still nice people out there, you know, because it's not like I asked for any help. I didn't even draw attention to myself. Well, apart from the fact that 8 cans of beer were rolling around the aisle, but you'd think someone who's watching someone buying loads of beer who can barely stand up is a bit of a loser, but they don't know me, so they wouldn't know that I'm a great person. Well, better than all the Patreon pricks anyway, which means I'm not the worst person in the world, and that's the whole point of life, mate. Don't be the worst person in the world. We're going to go with no. Don't think I've played this without cheats. Joystick. Ah, shit. A, S, D, F, G, H. Ah, shit. J and K are right next to each other, aren't they? Shit. Yeah, that's a stupid idea. What's the council doing over there? They're doing something. Oh, fuck. Man, what am I doing? A fucking survey in the street? Oh, I need to go and make a roll up so you can enjoy this. Plus, I need to calibrate the camera really, which would help if I moved the actual ship so it didn't crash straight away. I thought this was a character scroll. Actually, it isn't. This is definitely not the Fade to Grey Visage remix of Zaxxon, which was the original. Buddy, don't press the keys on the C64. That's just rude. Kind of looking okay on the camera. Right, you can enjoy that while I make a roll up. Because obviously in the arcades, you used to play these games while you had the smoke. Oh yeah, I've got to render some clips of Lee Remick and me playing Atari. It's going to be fun. Me with long curly blonde hair and Lee Remick with a fucking shaved head. Those are the kind of things in the world of AI. Get used to them, mate. If that isn't not safe for work, I don't know what is, mate. I don't know what is. So, yeah. That thing, In Bed with Medina, is a rip-off of In Bed with Madonna, and no one's actually in bed with Madonna. So, you know, it doesn't really matter that I'm not actually in bed whilst I'm playing the game. Neither here nor there. And to be honest, they're such a fucking arseache to actually make them. You got to think up what to say. Basically, it's a different character, although it sounds like me. So, you know, I've got to think of like what Bob Mills would say in that situation, and then of course we actually have to make clips of these things that never really happened using the you know, AI tools, and sometimes that's a real pain in the arse. Got a shaved-headed Avril Lavigne the other day. I was like, no, thank you. Not that desperate. But I still think she's a nice person if she helped me pick up the beers off the floor. So yeah, like I said, it was just like, you know, that was just an out of the blue thing. And I did wonder, is that like for his Valentine's Day? Maybe someone who's unhappy with their Valentine situation. I mean, she didn't have like a couple of ribeye steaks with a cough in the shopping basket with like, you know, Black Forest Gatto cake or anything like that. So I don't think she was shopping for Valentine's Day. Now, I don't chat women up in Sainsbury's or any supermarket anymore, actually. Because I tried that once when I did sort of look like a slimmer version of Bob Mills. And just as smart, sir. So that don't really work. I still kind of remember that day, but I'm not going to tell you what was going on or what I was doing. Point is, it don't work. So I was like, I'd never like try and chat someone up anyway. Plus, I'm standing there with a face mask. For all they know, I've got a fucking massive nose like that bloke in the Starsky and Hutch movie. Not Ben Stiller, the other guy. I can't remember his name. Is it Owen Wilson? It's Patrick Wilson's brother, anyway. So, yeah, anyway, just thought to myself, I hope she had a nice day, and I hope she still has a nice day, and stuff like that. Because, you know, nice people are actually rare. Most people are actually selfish. As a species, we are selfish. It's hardwired into our brain. But yeah, anyway, I have rendered my AI wife doing the shopping for me. Because I did the world's first 100% AI generated, well, I suppose a recipe video, really. I wanted to take that a step further. So not just actually in the kitchen making the food, I wanted to have like, you know, it was basically the same character I used for that stuff. And why not? If I'm going to render someone, she might as well look hot and beautiful and classy. Unlike most of the people who actually do recipe videos on YouTube, but that's not going to make it into the story. Doesn't fit with that thing. And basically that character is just a professional piss taker. He's like, I don't know about you, but I had a mate that was exactly like that. Every time you'd see him, he'd come up with some ridiculous story. And you know it's not true. And he's like, he's so dumb, he doesn't actually realise that, you know, he's a bullshitter. And you'll never believe anything he says anyway, based on past experience of all the bullshit that he's come out with. So it's kind of like that character who has some money, but he makes out he's sort of like super rich and sort of like a James Bond kind of character, but at the same time someone who knows loads of like famous people adore him kind of thing. Plus at the same time he's a bit elitist like James Bond, although his comments about Welsh people, they don't really translate. I can't. So I just replaced Welsh people with Patreon pricks. Because it's basically the same thing, losers basically. Dumb shits. Clueless morons with no taste. So yeah, we have to have the light off. So, but it's interesting what you can do, and I am doing something with that. I was going to upload a couple of things that really made me laugh, as sort of like a teaser thing, but I'm like, nah, that'll ruin it. They might actually be the best things. And the point there is, well, most trailers, they usually show you the best bits of the movie anyway. And then when you get the movie, it's like, well, only 2 minutes of the movie were any fucking good, and I already saw them in the trailer. And they were edited together in such a way you wouldn't realise it was a shit film. It was a shit idea of a film. But anyway. Plus, like I said, can't imagine what that woman was thinking. I think I had a coffee stain on my jeans as well. But you know what? I was just happy that I could potentially even make it from the fucking room upstairs down to the car. I wasn't even sure that I'd be able to drive the car. Nah, this isn't bullshit. The engine on my car is not only powerful, it's got as much powerful as a Sierra Cosworth engine had, or Escort Cosworth. But it also has huge amounts of torque, because it's not actually tuned for power. It's tuned for low end and mid-range torque. Which is probably why the engine self-destructs. But the point is, if you really wanted to, you could just leave the car in third gear and drive it like an automatic, apart from when you have to come to a complete standstill in traffic or something. I wouldn't attempt a hill start in third gear, no, but you can do it in second gear, no problem. The engine does complain, but so I did. I actually stuck the car in second gear. I don't mind the engine being 3000 RPM while I'm doing 30 miles an hour. All the digits line up. There's an elegance to that. Chucky can't decide if he's going to stay in the room. Maybe he's searching for bitcoins. Who knows, mate? Zaxxon. I saw Zaxxon in the arcade and I was amazed. I wasn't even a teenager when I saw Zaxxon. So I remember seeing Zaxxon and I was like, wow, this is like a great graphical look. I don't know, it's just, they say it's the first 3D isometric game. And it is 3D because the screen scrolls one way and you move left and right and up and down. So it is a 3D game and there must be 3D collision detection. Any game where the collision detection has to account for times when you're overlapping but it's not actually a collision, that is a 3D game. Sprites I'm talking about. So things like Who Dares Wins, they're 3D games because, like I say, you can your bullets will go through the leaves of the trees when you're standing at that height, but they won't go through the trunks if you're standing next to the tree. So I haven't had the projector on yet, so that's why we're playing games today. Making sure not to put the fag ash in the in a can of beer. Force of habit, that is. I was a smoker in denial when I first started smoking, so I didn't have an ashtray. So I would just flick the ashes into the cola cans or the cans of beer or whatever. Didn't really drink beer except as like something to have with nice food instead of Coke. So I got some chicken curry that I made, so I'll be having that later with some rice, and beer goes with that, you see. Beer goes with llama tunes, which are Turkish pizzas with no cheese. Well, the cheese is optional, but you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, it was very difficult for people in that part of the world to make cheese. And it'd probably be fucking goat's cheese anyway. No, they didn't have cows. They probably didn't have sheep. All the Welshmen were hogging their sheep, innit? The Welsh bigamist. What do you call a Welshman with more than one sheep? A bigamist. Ah, yeah, they're classics, mate. So, yeah, anyway, like I said, I don't know what I said, but like I said. So, yeah, we were playing Zaxxon in the arcade, and I was absolutely fascinated. I was like, what is this? I was like, wow, this is something else. And then we had Congo Bongo. I used to play Congo Bongo in the arcade. Once that arrived in the arcade, and I stopped playing Donkey Kong, but they are essentially the same game. But one is in 3D isometric, so which is why it's highly annoying that the crackers haven't fixed the disc release of Congo Bongo. Because on the C64 it's really good, really, really good actually. It's the best version you're going to get. I don't think there's been any 8-bit homebrews of Congo Bongo, so on any system. So it's probably fair to say that the bare minimum to get a better version than the C64 disc version is an Atari ST connected to a hi-fi with bass and treble controls. And yeah, I think then you could do it. Because 16 colours at 320 by 200 from a palette of 512, I think that's doable. I did actually have the entire map for Congo Bongo somewhere. I don't know actually. Just make a decision, Chucky. Right, let's have a go then. So really you should just keep firing all the time. Because then you can see if you're going to hit something. Chucky, don't press any keys on the keyboard, mate. So the Synsoft release is a bit smoother. However, I don't have an NTSC Commodore 64 to test this out on. So that could be a thing. I suppose I could test it in Vice, but Vice only really runs at 60 frames per second, whatever you set it to, because your PC doesn't do 50 frames per second. No PC does. They're all 60 frames per second. So it's lucky for them that all the LCD TVs now, you know, they're 60 frames per second. Unlike this Trinitron. Actually, no, this Trinitron does. But, you know, an old Amstrad PAL TV, it's not going to work in 60 Hz. Yeah, you can't hear the sound because the cat's sitting on the speaker. So hang on, all those times when I thought I was taking a piss with the cheats, I was actually doing it. So what does that mean? Either I'm fucking excellent at this game. What was the beeping noise anyway? Now there is a game called 3D Scramble, which is bloody brilliant. However, it is pretty impossible. I've never got past level 3. And there's no cheats for like invulnerability on that game, so. And there's no long play of that game, so it's not like everyone else is brilliant at the game and I'm the only one who's shit at it. It is an extremely difficult game. Now, I suppose at some point I should really upload This SD to AC collection. I got him, mate. I got him. There you go. So fucking 10 minutes of bullshit chat, and you got like a few minutes of Zaxxon. But those are the rules. We've done the level, literally, and it just repeats after it. So I was actually doing that well. I think I said no to all the cheese. It's hard to remember. I had a few swigs of beer, but yeah, this version looks great. I mean, I'd love to do like a back-to-back a video of this version and the Coleco version, actually. I was doing great. Yeah, that's a really nice game. I do like that, which is why I put it on the SD card. And that whole thing is still a bit of a mess. There's files all over the place still. It's very hard to tell though what is actually a US gold game from the point of view of a person in the UK with a tape deck and a C64, no disk drive, nothing. So now I wouldn't have bought cartridges. I only ever bought one cartridge for the C64. It was only like 10 quid or something. See, Commodore did what Nintendo did. When Nintendo launched the Famicom, their cartridges were ridiculously cheap. I mean, if you translated it to dollars, their cartridges were between $10 and $15. I remember working this out, and I think it was closer to 15 than 10. But the point is, Atari VCS games were $40. So Famicom games, even without the import tax added, which was very high for electronic goods coming outside of Japan, imported into Japan. So even if they were the same price as they were in America, Famicom games were a third of the price of the VCS, and the Famicom was dirt cheap. It worked out to something like $125 to $150 for a Famicom, which is less than a ColecoVision. It's about the price of an Intellivision. And people were like, the genius of Nintendo, the NES, well, Famicom, but the NES is a Famicom in a shit-styled case. I think the guy who designed the Amstrad 464 and 6128 and 664, I think he's the same bloke who done the design for that. He probably made it all black. Well, actually, charcoal grey. Black might have actually. But anyway, point is, Commodore had already worked all that out because they couldn't do it with a Max machine because of the heavy import taxes that they had to pay off. I think the Max machine cost twice as much as a Famicom because of there's something like 80% import duty, and then you've got all the shipping costs of getting your stock over there. So I think really it's just down to the price, and Jack Trammell already worked that out. In fact, maybe I'll put that in bed with me dinner stroke me retro. So there's no genius there, and they weren't the first to do it because, like I say, Commodore was selling cartridges for £10. £10. Full price games for the C64 at the time were between £8 and £9. So you're talking about just 10% more. You don't have to fuck about with the tapes. Alright, they were like smallish games, but there was loads of games on the C64 that barely used the the potential of the maximum memory. I've got a story about that, but that'll come up when I've eventually finished some of these episodes. In fact, there may only be 2 episodes, because it's really hard to do. I couldn't generate an image of someone who looks like Bob Mills talking to the camera sitting in the room. So this storytelling bit really is still going to be 95% just staring at the fucking Sony Trinitron screen. So Yeah, I can't play slalom either. Oh look, there's 3D Scramble as well I was talking about. Ah, that was one of the other ones I had to do. So, oh yeah, but the cat's sitting on the speaker, so you won't get the benefit of the great sound on that game. So 3D Scramble or Venture. Oh, yeah, we done Popeye already. Don't really want to play Montezuma's Revenge. Buddy. Don't want to play Space Pilot 2. You can't play that. Played that already. Don't want to play Invaders. Hey, you know what I'm going to play? Some Mastertronic in it. Might as well make the most of, 4 years of effort putting this shit together. I haven't done anything for this for like at least a year. At least a year that I haven't really done anything with this collection. It's just like, it's the English software developer attitude, right? I've done that much, that'll do, that's enough. So this might be all I ever really do. Anyway, we're going to do Mastertronic, weren't we? So, yeah, Mastertronic. Yeah, we had Last V8 already, although you wouldn't know that. Kind of feels like when I first started making these videos, because I did about 100 of these videos. And they were an average of about, 45 minutes each back then. Because the camera would last basically about 100 minutes, so there'd be about 45 minutes. So I recorded loads of them because I was like, I don't know if I want to actually upload them. I don't know if I want to do this. So it kind of feels like that with this stuff I'm working on, because no one's really seen anything apart from the main titles. Great there, back to front. There's a lot I haven't played actually. Yeah. So although the very, very first wave of like Mastertronic games, they were pretty much shit. I haven't played Spacewalk. Yeah, there's two versions of Spacewalk though. That's the problem. I can't remember which one I had, and we're not doing that video today. So I'm going to play a bit of Hectic. Now the reason I'm playing Hectic is because it's a Space Panic knockoff, and the first two computer games I got, apart from, what is it called? Blitz, Hop It, Race and Typer Tune. Now I couldn't find them as all of those as PRGs. Really annoying. So I can't actually load them on the real thing unless I've got a working tape. Like I say, I'm only having a beer in the afternoon without curry or hot wings. Ah, god damn it. I should have bought some chicken wings. I could have made some hot wings. I don't want any cheats. How do you... So yeah, I got a Point Master joystick, a copy of Cosmiads by Bug Bite, and a copy of Vic Panic by Bug Bite Software on cassette as a present to go with my Vic 20, which I got for that Christmas. Hectic is basically, if I'd got a C64 and not had a Vic 20, if I'd not got Vic Panic, I probably would have bought this. Joystick fire and down. Digs fire and up feels right. Okay, good. Yeah, obviously on the Vic Panic, they're not like this. They're not like smooth moving monsters, they are character movements. So just trying to split them up a bit so I can go somewhere right at the top. Ah, yeah, he got there too quick. I think the beers are kicking in. Nah, see, you have to find a place where you're on your own, really. And I wasn't meant to go there. That's Zipstick fucked me, innit? And that's really from, I think it's a film where they say, lawyer fucked me. Ah, right, okay. So the enemy logic is actually quite good as far as surrounding you goes. I can barely hear it because the cat's on the thing. And their volume up button's a bit iffy, actually. No, that's the channel button. We're on a Patreon prick channel. It's just like a black hole. Yeah, the down button works okay, but not the up button. Sounds better than most tunes on the Spectrum if I'm on... Ah, crap. See, the joystick is really fucking me over, and this one isn't a good maze anyway. There's nowhere where I can like go right on the edge and just, you know, isolate myself. It wouldn't dig. I'm holding the fire button, pressing up and down. Why wouldn't it dig? So that's the shit thing about this game. Yeah, most of these kind of things were like that anyway. So you can delay them by doing that, but really you need a maze where you've got a nice section where you can isolate yourself and have enough time to dig the fucking hole. Yeah, wasn't there a Chemical Brothers tune? Dig your own hole. See, you can get two with one. Now you've got to wait for him to come up there. And that's a bit of a problem. See, he's kind of stuck. Just go up the fucking ladder, mate. Jesus Christ. We done a level. Good thing too, Chris. I better put the volume down a bit. The speaker is a bit wankered on this thing. And we're compensating. Ah, Chocky, that's your fault, mate. You big ass on the speaker. We're a bit fucked here, aren't we? Fucking hell. And it's actually a good maze. Because there's a nice bit right there. Ah, crap. Ooh. Oh, Jockey likes this game. He's looking at it with much excitement. Yeah, it is a good idea to try and get like one to drop on top of the other because it saves oxygen, really. Wow. We done 2 sheets. Can't really complain about that one, can you, mate? Oh, this is a good one. Now, problem here is the other one has to drop 2 levels, and I can't really do it from here, so you're gonna have to like. So that's a problem, really. Let him go away. I see. Ooh. Getting angry, mate. Chocky! Bloody hell, mate. Now what you could, he's got to drop 3 levels now. Now we're fucked. Gonna keep going, isn't it? Whee! I blame Chucky for that one, although it wasn't his fault at all, mate. Nah, got a bit of camera battery life left, so I'm gonna go and switch over to Action Biker. So yeah, this is a bit of a shit video simply because I'm having to sit on this dining chair for my back, and I can't really, well, there's too much stuff where you would be sitting if you're going to look at the projector screen, so I can't watch any TV really, not for very long, and can't do any work on, like, you know, the other stuff that takes up most of my time these days, although I have kind of gone off doing that now, which is you're not going to be very happy at that company, because they really like me doing stuff on there, so they gave me a medal and everything. How do I time these things? And yeah, it's, apparently I'm a top creator. You know, I haven't won fuck all there, but that's not the point. I actually want all that stuff. What do you do? Yes? No? How am I supposed to fuck? I'm pressing return. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the Y key. Nothing really out. What kind of shit fucking trainer is this, mate? How am I supposed to know if they're set or not? Wow, what a fucking cocksucker. I don't remember coming up with this. Yeah, this crack is forget it, mate. So isn't it amazing? 1984, and you get a £2 game like this. So even if, like, your parents struggled to get your C64 and you weren't particularly well off, like the most of the middle class who got a C64, you could still afford to buy games, you know, for a couple of quid of this quality. So whee! Yeah, the cheats are not on at all, clearly. So okay, that's something I have to do a bit later, but never mind. Ooh, should have been a clip on that. No, actually, you actually go into the petrol station to fill up. That may have been my last life, actually. I think we're at maximum fuel anyway, because I think one of the things you pick up is a large fuel tank. So look, I'm going over the background graphics. And you can go over trees, not trees, shrubs, and not get killed, unlike last V8, but water is obviously a bad thing. Actually, this game is all about the time limit anyway, isn't it? Do you lose time if you crash? Hang on. Let's have a crash. 10:16. Oh, you do get lives as well. Goddamn reading glasses. Yeah, definitely going to find a proper crack of this with invulnerability and shit, because this and Blue Max are games I would have loved to have back then, with you know, cracks for, like, you know, invulnerability, so it'd be like when you're just riding around on your bike. It's like enjoyable pastime. It's the main highway. This game is great, and only £2. I think Action Biker should be probably in the top 5 C64 games of all time. If you take into account that a £10 game has to be 5 times better than this £2 game. The only thing I don't like about this game is your tyres are black and so is the road, which is wrong. Tarmac is not black, it's grey. But there may be a technical reason why they couldn't have used that, so I don't know. But then again, they've got grey pavement, so they should have just swapped the grey and the black around, I suppose, and used. But then they're using that grey for like the highlights on the walls and shit. Yeah. So maybe grey too. Look at that, I mean, you can drive through the scenery. Bloody brilliant, mate. And £2. Gary Bracey, you're a cunt. This is like fucking 6 years before that Chase HQ wank. And it costs £8 less without even adjusting for anything. Oh yeah, you blow up if you run out of fuel. Don't ask me how that one works out. Actually, let's use up a little bit of fuel and see if we know how to fill up again. It's all about learning how to play the games again for me. Highly realistic massive turning circle of the Harley Davidson. I'm glad you agree, mate. Is it this side you go in there? And yes, it is, see? Fantastico. Actually, the handling on a bike is not bad. So it's kind of like a sandbox game, really. Because you get loads of time to actually do stuff. So you don't actually have to play the game, you can actually fuck about and do all the little... oh look, here we go, here's one. Ooh. So you have to work out stuff like that. No! Can't touch the little matchsticks on the side there, mate. He fell off the roller coaster. I think you can drive off. Yeah, so you can drop unlimited amounts. You just have to make sure you don't crash into anything when you do. It's a classic, mate. It's a classic. Ah, god damn it! But for £2, this game is bloody brilliant. Like I say, I mean, for my purposes, I need to find one where you're completely invulnerable, there's no time limit, and if I want to just drive around, a bit like how I played GTA San Andreas. I'm not doing any of those shit missions you designed. I just want to fuck about in the game engine. Roam free, so I've got the Action Replay cheat disc. La 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 la, more beer for me, I think. It's a classic tune. It's what can only be described as 8-bit easy listening. There is a type of music called easy listening, and ooh. So the map isn't actually that large, but I mean, come on, it's a £2 game. You just got to like go round and round looking for the little flashing icon for something else to pick up. And I think they'll be generally in the same place, maybe not exactly the same place, but generally. So once you sort of like got the hang of it, so you have to kind of search everywhere. Oh yeah, and you got to keep an eye on your fuel, innit? You keep forgetting to do that. That's why I want a version with cheats, because I want the equivalent of riding around on my BMX as a teenager. Don't actually want to do any missions. Yeah, so it's lucky for everyone else. You know, I got a bad back, but oh, there we go. See, we found it. I've got to go and find another bit now. It's a fantastic game. It's one of the best C64 games of all time, simply because it does do sprite masking over the, you know, well, they're not bitmaps, but you know, the background screen. Little wet noses. Yeah, if I had a channel with just cat videos, it'd be called Little Wet Noses, mate. Just so you know. But I'm not doing that, innit? Doesn't matter what you do if the Google algorithm doesn't pick up your channel, and that's really the thing. The Google algorithm is biased towards those spastics who spend all day on fucking Facebook and God knows Twitter and all that shit, you know. So basically, by design, the YouTube algorithm will only support losers. Which is what all those other channels are, you know, the Patreon pricks. Anyway, I'm going to go and sort out a different crack of this.